Mark 15, verse 1 through 15, and Matthew 27, verse 19. He's healing on the Sabbath and acting out in ways that make leaders bristle with contempt. He is inviting women into his fellowship. He's getting women to follow him. He has women as disciples. He's inviting and treating them as equals. He's engaged in theological discourse with a woman at the well that everybody thought was an outcast, but Jesus had a whole theological conversation with a woman at a well. Jesus is in trouble. High five somebody, say he in trouble. Look on the other side and say, that's why I'm in trouble too. He's in trouble because he won't conform to their expectations. He refuses to conform to their agenda. He shifts the power paradigm. He rejected oppressive structures. He advocated for a kingdom where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Pilate reminds us that Argument Day, we are called to answer the question, what will you do with Jesus, called the King of the Jews? More specifically, what will you do with Jesus of Nazareth? What will you do with Jesus of Nazareth? It's important to make the distinction for me because there are lots of folk who claim to follow Jesus, but their ideals and their ideology and their practices and their conduct and behavior are antithetical to the Jesus who was tried before Pilate. But one thing I'm glad about is that in spite of the barriers, she sent Pilate a message. She said, have nothing to do with this man, because I've suffered a great deal in a dream about this man. Somebody shake that hand and tell somebody there was one person. It was Pilate's wife. But unless you go back calling her Pilate's wife, I want to tell you that it's time to say her name. Her name is Claudia. Somebody shout, her name is Claudia. I don't hear you saying nothing. Somebody shout, her name is Claudia. And Claudia came and spoke up for Jesus. And I stopped by on my way to heaven to find out, is there anybody here that will speak up for Jesus? Speak up for Jesus in your convention. Speak up for Jesus in your churches. Speak up for Jesus in your boardrooms. Speak up for Jesus when it's unpopular, when it's uncommon, when it's inconvenient, when they silence you, when they hate you. Will you speak up when you're at seats of power, when nobody's looking? Will you speak up for Jesus?